personalized Spanish class, just for you. So, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about, the Spanish is all based off of verbs. So a lot of the classes that I'm going to be giving you are based on verbs. The first class that I want to give you, though, has to do with pronouns, because we want to put the verbs with something. And what I'm going to draw is a T here. And this is actually a verb chart that we're going to use to conjugate verbs. And you probably remember conjugation from Latin. But anyway, well, maybe not. So anyway, here's your T, your verb chart. And I'm going to use this chart and put pronouns in. And that way we'll know what the verb goes with, like which pronoun. So, first, up here in this part of the verb chart, we're always going to put first person singular. So in English that would be I. In Spanish it's yo. So you can repeat that if you want. Yo means I in English. Down here we are going to do the second person singular, which is you in English. In Spanish it's tú. And there's actually another form that they use in Spanish for more formal. Tú is when you're really familiar with somebody. For the sake of not complicating things yet, we're just going to leave it at tú. Down here is your third person singular. So that can be the equivalent to he, she, and it in English. We are going to use él, which is he, ella, which is she. It's spelled with a double L, and you pronounce it ella. And those actually mean it as well, so we're going to leave it at that. But these are your singular pronouns that you use a lot. Going up here, for we, this is your first person plural, for we, you're going to use nosotros. That means we. And then here would be your second person plural, which is in English, y'all. But we're actually going to move it down here because the third person plural and the second person plural in Spanish is the same. So we're going to leave this area blank and just put it down here. So y'all in Spanish is ustedes. And then the them is ellos or ellas, depending on if it's masculine or feminine, which you probably also remember from Latin. So when you see this this chart, you need to memorize this chart, and here's why. Because when we use verbs, we're always going to put the verb in the simple form, like, for example, to speak, up here. To speak in Spanish is hablar. And when we take this verb and drop it into these different categories, first person, second person, third person, singular or plural, the ending changes, which is like similar to Latin again. I don't know why I'm referring to Latin. You haven't done it in a while, but anyway. So here's your AR ending. And this ending is what changes when you take this verb and drop it into these different categories. And we'll go over the changes later, but I just wanted you to know the pronouns that go into each category. So yo in English is I, first person singular. Tú in English is you, second person singular. Él y ella means he or she. Nosotros, we. Ustedes, y'all, and it's down here because the verb for second person plural and third person plural is the same. Ellos y ellas is them, depending on if it's masculine or feminine. And that is your very first personalized Spanish lesson. Enjoy.